Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson. We are in episode 5 of Maximizing Your Metabolism, and here's where we finally get to do some maximizing. Everything we've talked about so far is understanding your genetics, understanding how variable metabolism can be, what that even means down to the cellular level. But the thermic effect of food is a phrase that a lot of people throw around, Adam, and they have for decades, because it's one of those scientific terms that somebody used for marketing purposes to say, man, if you just eat this way, just buy my book, buy my foods, it's going to increase thermogenesis. And we know, of course, the different macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fat, have different thermic effects. And all of this is just simply how many calories it takes to digest and assimilate the actual food you're consuming. Which if you haven't heard of this, it sounds pretty bizarre that you actually burn calories by eating food. So what could be better? Let's just eat more food and we'll burn more calories. And the percentages vary quite a bit. So Adam, what is the thermic effect of eating protein?
The thermic effect of food is how much your body burns calories by digesting that food. I know a myth I had heard a long time ago was like celery was a free food because just the way it was structured, your body had such a thermic effect digesting it, it was basically zero. And a lot of companies like Weight Watchers have said that about literally all vegetables just to kind of simplify the way people diet. But where this gets tricky is we do want to maximize these variables as athletes, but when you get into an off season too, sometimes I want to have my clients have a little leeway with flexibility. And then also adherence can fall into play with this too. Can a client stick to foods that are high in thermic effect without binging? And that's always an issue. If that Pop-Tart might not be the best thermic effect, maybe the best time is to have it before their workout when they're actually going to be exercising. And also just having that Pop-Tart keeps them on track on their diet. But I also notice as clients move upward in intake, the thermic effect can almost matter more or have a larger effect because now those percentages are, divided across a larger number of calories versus a smaller level of calories, which I'm sure you see pretty often with bringing clients up as well.
Well, it's also ultimately just a percentage, and there are maximums to that. So in terms of maximizing your metabolism, if you are truly maxing out what you can get out of each macronutrient, that's all you can do. So there's nothing magical about it. It's just hitting that top threshold. So the thermic effect of protein is estimated to be about 30%. So 30% of the calories from the protein we eat gets used up. So it's almost like a 30% discount. You can eat that many more calories. But you can't just eat all protein, and you would not only get to a threshold where it's just too much protein, it's still too much calories, too many calories if you just would eat protein endlessly. So the next thing would be carbohydrates, which can be as low as 5 to 10%. But a complex carbohydrate does take more time to digest and assimilate. And so, this is where some people errantly think, well, like your celery example, I can eat a ton of it, but there are other issues. Again, you can max out that and your GI system is now screwed up. You're having all kinds of irritable bowel issues, and there are still calories there that a lot of people miss. Then you get to dietary fats, which is the lowest, is 3% or less. So essentially, you can count on every gram of fat you eat is just not essential. It's just, especially if you have body fat in your body you're trying to lose, that's your lowest thermic potential. So maximizing your protein, we have tons of podcasts talking about what levels that should be, making sure your carbs are the most complex they can, making sure your fat is low. That is how you get the most thermic effect from food. And that brings us back to your Pop-Tart example, which is, yeah, that may taste good once in a while. It may be, something that can give me a little bit of extra sugar for a pre-workout meal. But if your whole MO is how much shit can I eat as long as it fits my macros, it's still not going to be effective. You're not going to be maximizing your metabolism. You're probably going to induce even more hunger and problems. So you really want to stick to good principles and higher quality foods.
Yeah, but that is the benefit of teaching your clients these things, because they can kind of turn the dial either way. If I really want to maximize these variables, let me know. If you're going to be that serious in the off season, by all means, let me know, because I'm going to err on the side of probably not burning somebody out in their off season and giving them a little more flexibility. But we all have those clients who are, I want to do everything to the exact max, and there's just no, they have blinders on, and they're ready to do it 100% all the way in. Very few people are that way, but they do exist.
Well, to your point, that's where the pre-contest phase should be a little bit more serious. I mean, of course, that's when you really need to maximize your metabolism, because that's when you're at risk of having too much adaptation or suppression.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys, hang in there. We're going to cover NEAT and exercise-induced thermogenesis in the next couple episodes. So we'll see you next time.